Okay, so I was able to play test the beta version in last year's February on the new Settlers game. And what I remember about that beta version was that it had a lot of issues. It had some nice things running, although everybody seems to be really negative about the Settlers game on the internet. But I remember that the first game I played, it felt like a Settlers game. The music and sounds were okay, not great, but they were okay. And the game felt like I was playing a Settlers with nice graphics and new features. And after I think the second or the third game, it kind of hit me that the game is broken. For example, your mines didn't need food to operate. The food only improved the production by a double amount. So why would I build a tree farms and make a mill, make a bakery, etc., just in order to get a little bit faster coal or gold out of my mine? Why don't I just use the food and stone resources to make a triple amount of coal and gold mines and iron mines? So that was kind of broken. I believe they have now changed it. But yeah, let's see the developers update and I will comment more.
Hello everyone! We're happy to be here with you once again to talk about the Settlers' new allies. We would like to start by thanking all of you, our players and fans. The amount of feedback and improvement requests we've received so far are all helping us create a better The Settlers game together. It is now time to share the main changes and additions we implemented in the past months. Let's start with the most immediate improvements that we've worked on based on the feedback we've received. We've been working hard on an improved pacing for all game modes, for a more fluid gameplay experience. One of the most notable additions is the rush protection that we added to all multiplayer accounts. Neutral camps of bandits now protect the ways to new resources and between starting areas.
See, here I have a little bit problem. In the beta version, you were able to rush your enemy base straight away when the game started. There were no neutral camps in between your bases. You just could run around those. And the neutral camps were just there so you can attack them and gain some resources like tools, weapons, and stuff like that. But several games I was able to just charge to my opponent base, kill one or two wandering off swordmen or archers by alone, and then just basically win the game because you start with the same army. There were some differences what race you were playing, but basically the army power was about the same. I felt like that. And if you were able to kill just one soldier wandering around scouting you or something like that, you basically win the game because the main building didn't shoot any arrows like in Age of Empires. There was no attacker penalty like in Settlers 3, where you needed to stack gold to be able to fight better outside your borders. I think they should add something like Settlers 3 gold mechanic or something like that, because if all the maps are like one pipe, you need to go through several neutral camps. There is no option to rush, and I feel like the first player who attacks those camps and sacrifices his troops to get through of those camps is basically the one who's end up losing, I believe, because there is just going to be heavy macro play because there is no rush potential. And if they want this game to be esport, which they are trying to push, I think, really hard, it's not going to work if the games are hour and a half or 2 hour long and there is just 30 minutes no rush in the beginning of the game. I feel like that's the wrong way to go.
Anyone who wants to claim those will first have to defeat the neutral force, so you are now better protected in the earlier phases of the game. We also added more options to traverse the map, and you are now able to help your allies without losing the opportunity to defend your own territory.
It feels like no rush mechanic to me. Pretty new,
now claim surrounding territory. Branches require wheat for production, and there are more uses for food in the game, especially in research. Our UI and UX team has been busy with improvements to the
I like that they now need food for more stuff, just not the mines. It's good addition.
overall experience, providing, for example, an upgraded save and load functionality and customizable key bindings. The army handling has also
Well, the
received
hotkeys should be there in the
improvements,
first
such
place.
as a renovated unit UI and the possibility to patrol or hold position. We have also added the option to invite friends to private PvP matches.
In beta, there was so weird key bindings. If I remember correctly, you have to press Shift or Alt or something like that if you wanted to retreat. Otherwise, your arm just refused to move and they just fight to death. And I think the attack move was kind of weird. There was something going on with the attack move, so it's nice that they have at least fixed those issues.
We're looking forward to introducing our engaging campaign to you, the characters you're going to meet, and the story that unfolds within the 13 campaign missions play a central role in the game. Additionally, the Hardcore mode, formerly known as Onslaught, has seen a lot of improvement and will offer challenges to those of you looking for more difficulty. Hardcore maps will be using the same map pool as Skirmishes, which we have doubled by now to a current total of 12 maps. Modifiers will then be applied to these maps to change the set.
Don't know how fun this system will end up being. I don't believe, at least myself, I'm not going to replay the same campaigns with some different settings. Feels like a waste of time for me. Also, I did watch the Twitch stream where they deep dived into the campaign, and they said several times that it's going to be really easy, or at least the first missions are going to be really, really easy. Just the newcomers can enjoy the game and get hang of things. So I'm not looking forward to the campaign. I think it's going to be really easy, and it's not going to offer any challenge to players who have played more RTS games or Settlers in general. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to the campaign.
Setup, conditions, resources, and even victory conditions, thus increasing difficulty. And for those that prefer a bit of support in this mode, it will be possible to call your friends for help.
Well, that could be fun if you want to
faction
waste time
differentiation
with a
is a topic we were constantly
friend.
working on. We've split the faction units from the standard soldiers, and each of them received very unique faction abilities, such as the combat jump for the Yarn or the Maru with their hidden traps.
Even that jumping stuff is really ridiculous. I believe it's going to be a nice idea that they have made the factions more different from each other. In the beta, they felt kind of like the same with same buildings, and the units were different, but there's nothing that was explained. It just was like you are going to bring a sword and shield to your armory and or barracks, and it's going to make one unit of something. There were no stats, how many hit points they have, what's the damage, or nothing like that. I hope that they have fixed this, that there's some kind of information what you are making, how strong the unit is actually in the combat.
Additionally, we have replaced our previous siege units from the Shady Tavern by the new The Order units, also unique per faction with individual skills and stats.
I like that change, that's good.
The economy is a central part of the game, and we worked on adding more elements to this area as well. We reworked the tools production and how this good is used in the game, in order to open the first door to a deeper economy. Tools are easier to produce, but more prominently used throughout the economy. You have to decide early in a game when that production should start in your settlement. All large buildings now require them as a construction cost. They are also needed to recruit engineers, and larger quantities are needed in landmarks.
I didn't like how the engineers
Another
work in the
important
beta.
use of tools is the research system, which we rework completely.
Move
We
your
have added multiple
landmarks
tiers and research specialization.
to closer to the middle by just using the engineers. I feel like it's more settler style if you need to build watchtowers in order to gain more land. I didn't like how the engineers work in the beta.
With research options that improve main game elements, the economy, and the units. However, Unlocking a research specialization will come at a cost, and you need to choose carefully since each tree contains unique gameplay modifiers.
This research stuff is
We
really
also included
interesting for
research
me. I hope
options
it's
for
going to be
elements that the Settlers
a
players
strong
have
part of the
asked
game.
for. Recovering resources when demolishing buildings is one of those. Defensive and offensive power and larger building claiming ranges are just a few worth mentioning.
Also, this addition is really nice, that now you will gain more land when you build a military tower. And yeah, it's going to feel more like a Settlers game for me.
Lastly, one of the most requested features has been added to the game, the Forester. With it, you can grow trees and obtain logs anywhere you can fit the building.
I didn't actually have an issue with the lack of Forester in the beta. There was this new mechanic that the forest is growing and you need to kind of control the area where the trees grow if you wanted to gain access to more food. I don't mind it. It's nice that we have the Forester pack, but I also did like kind of new system that you need to kind of control the map points to get the more food if you wanted to have more macroeconomy. And the graphics, I felt like they were really nice for a Settlers game, and there was nothing bad for me to say about those. So it's nice that it's shiny, it has colors, a lot of green. It just feels like a Settlers in graphic terms to me.
While working on all of these new inclusions and polishing features, we've also been busy with one more surprise that has been long in the making. For the first time, the Settlers will be coming out to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox,
Yeah, I think it's going to
GeForce
run
Now,
nicely
and Luna.
on the consoles,
All the
and the
platforms will
controls
have
will be
cross-progression and
playable
cross-play with
because it's
any
not like
other platform.
StarCraft or
So stay
anything like
tuned
that.
for
So,
more news and information on thesettlers.com.
but don't know how important it's going to be to launch on the consoles and how many copies it will sell. I don't think that many. But yeah, it's a modern way to release game these days to include the console version. But I kind of feel like this game don't know where it wants to go, what it wants to be, because the campaign is 13 missions and it was said that it's really easy or something like that. So I think that's going to be played through really fast without any hard challenge, at least for the first 10 or so missions, I believe. And then there is the online 1v1, 2v2, I believe there was 3v3 or something like that. But yeah, it needs to be strong. It needs to have an active community playing 1v1, and it needs to be also fun. So I felt in the beta it was not that fun. Uh, it was just too slow and not. It was kind of in between of modern strategy game, esport, and the old settlers building your base and stuff like that. Um, and the mix between those two, it will make the game last for 2 hours or something like that if the players are equal uh, against each other. And it's going to be really boring for people to watch, I believe. And also, who wants to play that slow esport type 1v1 games day by day? I don't know about that. Maybe after a year, people are better players and the game will be faster and something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because what I felt in the beta, it was not game I would see myself playing like in 3 or 5 years from now. So I'm worried that this game will release and it will be faded away really soon and nobody will remember it after a while. So yeah, that's my take on the new Settlers developers update. And I'm still looking forward to this game. I want a new Settlers game that will be successful and it will be a fun game. It will be a good game. I hope this one delivers, but I'm really worried about how it's going to be end up. So I hope I'm wrong. And thanks for watching. Bye.